Hi there, myself Madhav Jha. I welcome you to CodeChef and let's have a look at this question.
The problem is game. This version of the problem is easy and we have a similar harder problem in the contest. For this problem, the difference is the constraint in n. In this easier version, the constraint of n is that it is less than or equal to 2000. As the name suggests, the problem difficulty is easy and we have no prerequisites for this problem. Let's have a read at it. You are playing a game on yet another array A of size n. You have k coins to start and you can do the following operation. You start with a sum of 0 and the value of x is also 0. Now we will move in the order of I that goes from 1 to n in the exact order. Now we can do 3 operations while we are moving on this index. When we reach at the I index, we can choose to do nothing and pay no cost. Otherwise, we can choose to include the element ai in our sum, then update the value of x by 1 and pay 1 coin. If this is not what we want to do, there's one more operation. We can increase the sum by ai plus x, then increase the value of x by 1 and choose to pay 2 coins. So we have 3 operations. First operation costs 0 coin, second operation costs 1 coin, and the third operation costs 2 coin. Our goal is to maximize the sum at the final. Now, unfortunately, the starting amount of coin is not fixed. So what we want to do is, we want to find the answer, that is the maximum value of sum for each value of k going from 1 to 2 into n. As for the input format, we have t test cases and for each test case we will have two lines. The first line will contain the integer n, that is size of our array, and the second line will contain n spaced integers, that will be a1, a2 till an. As for the output, in a single line we'll have to output the maximum sum value for each of the values of k, that will range from 1 to 2 into n. In short, we'll have to print 2 into n spaced integers in a single line for our output. As for the constraints, number of test cases will go from 1 to 500. The value of n or length of our array will go from 2 to 2000. This is the easy part in this problem. And as for the value of elements in our array, it will also go from 1 till n. Let's see some sample inputs. So for the first sample input, we have an array of size 2 and the elements with us are 1 and 2. Let's start performing the operations. So for this, we'll have 4 values of k. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 coins. So let's say for the first coin, what we'll do is we'll go in the indices, right, in the range from again 1 to 2. So when we choose to go for the first index, what we'll do is we'll skip it. We'll perform the first operation. So nothing here. We go to the next, and in the second index, we choose to perform the second operation that will include in our sum the value of ai. So this becomes 2. Now if we have 2 coins, what we can do is we can go over both the index and choose the element value. We sum them and the answer is 3. At the next step, now that we have 3 coins, what we can do is at the first stage we can perform the first operation. This will include in our sum 1, but when we go to the second index, we can choose to perform the third operation that will include the element and the value of x itself. Now whenever we perform the second or third operation, the value of x increases by 1. So in this case, since we have chosen the element 1 before, the value of x here is 1. So with this, we have 4 here. Similarly, when we have 4 coins, there is nothing much that we can do. Even if we perform third operation, on both the elements will only make our sum to be equal to 4. As you can see, for each value of k, we have the answer as 2344. And as you can see, that's the value here. Let's see how we can approach this solution. Let's take an example of another array. Let's say we have something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now if we have 1 coins, what can we do? If we only have a single coin, we'll choose to skip the first 4 and take the last element. We'll apply the second operation and make our sum as 5. What if you have second, or let's say 2 coins? If you have the second coin, we'll again choose to skip the first 3 and take the fourth coin, making our sum as 9. So this first operation that gives us the ability to skip the elements gives us the option that we can choose whatever elements we feel like. So what do we feel like? We always feel like to maximize the sum. That is, we want to take the maximum elements as early as we can. So what we'll do is, first of all, we'll sort our array in descending order. Yeah. We'll choose the biggest element at the first and smallest at the end. So now we have our array as something like this: 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's see what will be the value of x. Now remember, initially the value of x is 0. Only when we take the element does the value of x increase. So since we know that we are going to move in this direction, let's see what happens to the value of x. When we first come to the index, right, what do we do? We'll try to take this element. Now while we are taking the element, the value of x is 0. If we choose to take this element, that we will do because this is the largest that we can pick. Now once we have chosen this, the value of x will increase to 1. Now if we choose the second element, that is 4, the value of x will again increase. No matter whether we choose the second operation or the third operation, the value of x will always increase by just 1. The third operation is special that it includes the value of x in our sum. Other than that, the value of x does not change. Now let's see what we will do. Let's start from the end. Now if you have 2 into n coins, it means that at every index you can choose to spare 2 coins for it. So if we can spare 2 coins, what we will do? We'll take the element and the value of x itself. So when our k is equal to 2 into n, that is at the end, we'll take all of this. We'll take the element values and we'll take the x values as well. Now as our k decreases, what options do we have? If I decrease the value of k by 1, which element would you like to skip? Obviously, you will like to take all the array elements, right? They are the big elements. At the next moment, you like to take the x values, right? Now, when we do this, if I ask you to leave one of the elements, which one will you leave? Well, obviously 0. What you will do is, when you have so many coins, but you lack 1, what you'll do is, you'll come to the index and apply the second operation here. But for rest of the elements, you'll apply the third operation, taking the element and the x itself. Now 0 was easy. Let's say you lack 2 coins. What do you do now? You have to spare one of the values. Now, you cannot spare this one, right? Because if you choose to spare the element itself, you won't be able to make x to be equal to 4, right? This 4 will go away if you don't take this element. These are tied together. So what we will do is, we'll choose to forgo this one. This is the smallest that we can let go. And we'll choose all the elements and these x's. Similarly, as we keep on decreasing the k, what we have is we will have to choose between the elements and the values of x that we can take. So let's say we have some b element, right? We can give any variable. Let's say we have b elements of coin with us. Now what do we do? If our b is more than our array elements, right? We have 5 elements here. If the b value is more than 5, right? So what we can do is we can choose to pick all the elements and then spare some coins to take the values of x's. So let's say you take all the 5 coins, right? Since we have 6 coins, we can use the 1 coin to take this 4 as well, right? But you can do one more thing. What we can do is we can only choose to take the first 4 elements. Now we have 2 coins to spare, and in those 2 coins we can choose to pick these 2 eggs. Similarly, if you choose to pick only 3 elements, we now have coins left to pick these 3 x's as well. So all in all, at each value of k, we can choose to pick all the elements, and then when we have the spare coins, we can choose to take the x's. Now not just that, we can try to decrease the amount of array values that we take, and with that we'll increase the number of x's that we can take. So we have to find a fine balance between the number of elements that we take and then the number of x that we can take. With this, whichever is the maximum value with k coins. So in this situation, if you look at it, we are for each k, right? We have 2 into nk. For each k, we are traversing over all the values of our array n. We traverse over all of them and try to find which will give us the max value, which configuration. We can choose 3 elements and then try to choose 3x. We can try to choose 4 elements and try to choose 2x in case we have 6 coins. Similarly, for each coin, we'll do this. We try to balance the value of element and coins. That will also take n operations. So for each k, we are doing n operations. So overall, our time complexity is going to be n square. Now that's the beauty of this question. This is an easy one. So the constraints on L is that n is less than equal to 2000. So even n square solution will work. So what we'll do is we'll go over all the values of k and try to find this optimal configuration. That is how many elements we should pick, and corresponding to that, what are the values of x's that we can pick. Whichever is the maximum will be the maximum sum for that k, and in this manner we'll get our solution. Let's see how we can implement the solution in C++. So for each test case, we call the function solve. In solve, we take the input of n and then our array. Now once we have our array, we sort it in the reverse order in the descending order. Now that we have this, we find the prefix sum. We use this so that for each k, it is easier for us to calculate the elements that we have chosen and its sum. Now that we have this, what we are going to do is, we are going to traverse over all the values of k. Now once we have the number of coins, we'll try to see how many elements we can pick and how many x we can pick. So for that, what we are doing is, this I is the value of k. So if we have 2 into n coins, it means that we can pick all the array elements and all the elements in x itself. So in the second loop, we are trying to figure out how many elements should we pick. Now if you know, we only have n elements, although the coins can be more than n. Therefore we start with the minimum of n and I, because we can only have n elements. So we try to see, if we pick n elements and with the rest of the coins we pick x, what will be the value of our sum. So first we do this if we choose all the n elements, then we keep on decreasing that. What if we choose n minus 1 elements and with the rest of the coins we pick x. So with this, for each of the k values, we try the difference configuration between elements and x's that we can choose, and at the end, this is the answer, the maximum sum that we can get for k coins. At the end, we print all the values of this sum, and in this brute force manner, we get a AC in C++ implementation. Let's see how we can get a solution in Python. Again, for each test case, we call the function solve, take the input of n and our array. Then we sort our array in the reverse order, in the descending order. Then we find the prefix sum array. Once we have this, for each of our coin going from 2n to 1, what we do is, for each coin, we try to find the optimal or the configuration of elements and the values of x's that we can choose that will give us the maximum sum. Once we have this, for that k coins, we choose this maximum sum. At the end, we print the maximum sum that we can get for each value of coin k going from 1 to 2n. And as you can see, I've got an AC in my Python implementation as well. So I hope you understood the problem, the approach, and how we can implement the solution in both C++ and Python. Have a very good day, and I'll see you in the next video.